Hey, what's going down, you conspiracy theorist wackos? What was the word I was going to use? Conspiracy theorist kooks. I went across some old memories, and it's like the more you know, the crazier you look. Or we're a kooky bunch. Joe said, Trey, God woke me up not even a year ago. You've been at it for a while. Here's the question that I'm curious about. Didn't even know this was here, so let's go with it. And in the last year, how much has the heat been turned up as opposed to a few years ago? We have arrived. It grows daily. Is it La Palma or La Palma? La Palma volcano. It's in LA, isn't it?
Here is a map of Cumbre Vieja, 38,738, Santa Cruz de Tenerife, Spain.
Just waiting on that deadly wound. All right, sorry about that. I didn't mean to clog up the airwaves there. So this is a video I came across.
The limits of debate in this country are established before the debate even
sounds like George Carlin, right?
begins, and everyone else is marginalized. They're made to seem either to be communist or some sort of disloyal person.
Here you go. This is why I opened up with, hey, what's going on, you conspiracy theory kooks? Conspiracy theorist kooks.
A kook, there's a word, and now it's conspiracy. So they've made that something that...
Whatever. Anyway, just thought it was cute. It was an old video that really helped me understand the world around us.
Should not be even entertained for a minute, that powerful people might get...
Grew up leading a wonderful life. It counts. I watched my friends get married, and that what was being discussed in that passage could only be applied to events in our time. Operating system, it permanently crashed. Through every aspect of what I saw. I couldn't. If my worldview was a computer operating system, it permanently crashed.
So it's a story about this Canadian guy. He does an excellent documentary, which of course was removed.
I had to rebuild my paradigm.
Anyway, but he did have that, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together. Well, we know who, they belong to that organization, against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. And I said at the bottom, all in due time. We know what's coming. We know that the good times are coming, but not until the bad times have wore out the saints. And which is Daniel 7:25, which is the final address of Trump Tower, 7:21 through 7:25. That perfectly matches the little horn of Daniel 7 passage as the Antichrist, that begins with, and shall make war with the saints, and ends with, and shall wear out the saints. But gee, we have to get to World War III before we even get to that. So anyway, how is it going, everybody? We are a peculiar people, aren't we? That came to mind. We're a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. So I put up the video on my Sports Only channel because I wasn't sure how it would be received by the AI. But it's out here on Bill Maher on YouTube, so it's fair game. And
on this show, the different permutations that the right wing has been going through to justify.
What he does is he has this hilarious commemorative coin edition.
The January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. First, it was Antifa that did it.
you know, you look back, I mean, surely even the liberals that have no clue who Jesus is, they look back and go, what was all that Antifa stuff? What was just part of the chaos? They love the chaos. And by the way, we really got into some good videos yesterday. The Wednesday part 1, 30 minutes, but then there's an hour-long one concerning the potential of John 3:16, and could that be why Trump posed with that Bible that you see on the thumbnail? And because he's saying, my name's John. I mean, the book of John is the book of Revelations. I'm all about the end times. But they won't begin until the verse that you all Christians know. My name, John, day 3:16 is when the book of Revelation is open. John 3:16. Why was that Bible verse among so many hugely mistranslated? And God spoke through the Apostle John to write that verse. And the way it probably would have, the way I would assume it sort of came out in John's mind through the ink pen, was for God so loved his harmonious arrangement of his sheep that he sent his only begotten son. That's the first definition of cosmos. Harmonious arrangement, order, constitution, government. It has a few layered meanings. Government, that's his kingdom. That's us. We just got through reading that. Chosen generation, a royal priesthood. I mean, it's all the same. His constitution is his word, his law, which is for his sheep. And that's what God so loved. Doesn't love the whole world. Love the whole world be saved. For whom the Lord loveth, he will chasten and scourge. The ones that he loves, he beats the world out of them. Clearly stated in Hebrews 12, 6-8. So it's clearly stated throughout the New Testament that God does not love the whole world. But anyway, as we're really looking at how this whole time frame goes upwards and backwards, forming an X marks the spot, so to speak, on 1109, the day on the jet, which is day 313, and through the portal hits March 13. And now we're coming out the other side of that. And so we're coming up on John, or excuse me, we're coming up on day 313 of this year. Did I say 313? Day 316 of this year, which is tomorrow, which is on a Friday. It's day 316. And Trump's middle name is John. And they really made a big deal out of John 3:16. With the guy with the afro back in the day. They're not really went into detail what the University of Florida is all about. You see that other thumbnail and how it hits the UF is 216. The U is the 21, the F is the 6. And which is the back of the James Bond car. I love the way I leave my cursor there and it just flips back and forth. How cool is that? And it's not even on the thumbnail. It flips to the other two that would have been a thumbnail. But anyway, there's a thumbnail. But that John 3:16 guy was everywhere at all these sporting events with these great tickets. Well, how did he get all those tickets? And so if he's sitting there the whole time telling you that that's when the Antichrist, Donald John Trump, is going to open the book of Revelation with his fake crowning. And that's what John 3:16 has. And if you notice, Angel White has always been telling you about the two Trumps, the twin Trumps. And Angel White has always been promoting John 3:16. And I've always told you Angel White is an AI standing for the angel of the rider on the white horse, Angel White, or it's Lucifer in the machine. And so we've been trolling Lucifer's YouTube page, just like he trolls ours. And of course, he gave you a ton of truth. And if you go through and just look at his thumbnails, he's got John 3:16 as some of them. There's Isaiah 4. But at the end of his videos, he always puts up John 3:16. And I thought he had a few of them as thumbnails, but usually, oh, there it is at the top. Duh. Sitting right there at the top of his page, John 3:16. So you can't help but think that tomorrow doesn't have the potential to be a big day. Because it's day 316. And the Antichrist middle name is John. If nothing happens, we will certainly move on. We are looking diligently at the 17th, and then the beginning of my videos yesterday was because I was looking strongly at the 18th. But we do have to also remember the ramble on the autumn moon lights my way. So as he goes about his business, if he was to go down tomorrow on 11/12, if he was to go down, the only significance I could see with 11/12 is going from the 11th apostle to the 12th apostle after Jesus died. Adding the 12th apostle, book of Acts. Was Matthias or Paul God's choice to replace Judas? And it's in Acts chapter 1. So it's right at the time that it begins, which is right at the time of Jesus ascending. I mean, I could sit here and take this John 3:16 day or this 3:16 day on 11/12, and I could just talk you into the being sure that's the day, and then it doesn't happen, then we just move on. That's what's happened so many times. But I can just tell you, there's 12 billion little notes of why it would just be perfect. And you got the full moon a week later. It would just be perfect on the day it goes from 11/12, day 316. Just the meanings of all that and how it's always been in our face, this John 3:16, which is the most falsely translated Bible verse in all of the Bible. God doesn't love the whole world. For whom the Lord loves, he beats the world out of you. That's Hebrews 12:6-8. Ye believe me not because ye are not my sheep. As I've said before, my sheep hear my voice. He only loves his sheep. Jesus said in Matthew 15:24, I only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Well, who is that? For whom he did foreknow, he also foreknew when? For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be firstborn among many brethren. Or over whom he did predestinate, them he also called, whom he called, he also justified, and whom he justified, he also glorified. That's Romans 8:29-30. For whom he did foreknow, which is the opposite of, I never knew you. I never knew you falls into whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, Revelation 17:8. For whom he did foreknow, that falls back on Ephesians 1:4-5. For he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world to be holy and blameless before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Jesus Christ to himself, all for the pleasure of his goodwill. For we were chosen in him before, for he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world. Before the earth was formed, his sheep were. And I thought it pretty cool if he does go down tomorrow. We'll get to the Bill Maher video in a second. If he does go down tomorrow, this deal here, rebuilt to former glory. We need to understand that God knew us before we were even birthed into this world, and it is that pure state before being born into sin that the Lord desires us to appear once more. And that I just went over that Bible verse with you. Is it going to resemble the former appearance, or is it going to be rebuilt to a new fashion? That is the answer. Rebuilt to resemble a former glory. Pro orizo. That's where you get the word predestinated from. Pro orizo. That's where you get your word horizon from. See where it says horizon? You're literally trapped in the light. You're a slave to Jesus Christ, as Paul says. This was a post I did in 2018, obviously, but I reshared it today, but it came out today, which was perfect because elect says picked out, chosen by God to obtain salvation through Christ. If you're his elect, there's no free will at all. Election is the act of picking out, choosing, the act of God's free will. Even this day and age is watered down. Strong's Concordance even sits right there and tells you the truth. The act of picking out and choosing, the act of God's free will, by which before the foundation of the world, he decreed his blessings to certain persons. For God so loved his harmonious arrangement. That's the first definition of cosmos. The Catholic Erasmus, who penned Textus Receptus, known as the received text, chose the inhabitants of the earth, men and the human family, which does not fit the rest of the Bible, as I've been going over with you. Not one bit. Not one bit. So that John 3:16, man, that's big. That's big to me, because that's the essence of the whole Bible. That's the essence of the whole truth of the matter.
Then it was liberals dressed as us. That's my favorite.
Talking about what occurred that day. He's making fun of stuff. Now, why would he do something funny and humorous if people died? Who died on January 6, 2020? It was 2021. How many died as a result of the Capitol riot? Almost 10 dead. So they got their photo ops, they had their moments. These are the 5 people who died at the Capitol riot. This is New York Times, folks. Come on. Brian Sicknick. Ashley Babbitt. Kevin Greason. Rosalind Boyland. Benjamin Phillips. So why would he make fun of an Air National Guard dreaming of becoming a police officer? Joined the Capitol Police Force in 2008. He died a day after, was overpowered and beaten by rioters from the mob at the Capitol. Law enforcement officials initially said Officer Sicknick was struck in the head with a fire extinguisher, but medical experts have said he did not die from blunt force trauma, according to one law enforcement officer. Instead, investigators increasingly believe Officer Sicknick may have been sprayed in the face with mace or beer spray, the officials said. He returned to his division office and collapsed. Capitol Police said in a statement he was taken to the local hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. In the statement on Monday, his family described Officer St. Nick, 42, truly a lovely, humble soul, diligent work ethic, and said he was devoted to his job as a Capitol, and said he loved and spoiled his dash hounds. Officer St. Nick was hailed as hero by politicians across the political spectrum. The United States Attorney's Office in Washington opened a federal homicide investigation into his killing, though no one has been charged so far. Ashley Abbott, 35, an Air Force veteran in South Carolina, was shot and killed by Capitol Police officer. Okay, so she was like a bad guy in this theater. So Bill Maher can make fun of her, right? Her death. But he wouldn't make fun of this guy's death, right? Unless it didn't really happen. Then he wouldn't care a bit in the world about making fun of the whole incident where that amazing gentleman died.
Like a McHale's Navy episode. It's them dressed as us.
The McHale's Navy episode of them dressed as us was written by the Ghost in the Machine for that event, I would argue.
Then it was the FBI. Now they've come around to actually embrace the idea that, no, it wasn't a bad day after all.
Commentary, fair use. I declare fair use to comment on this video.
Liberals dressed as it. It was us, and we're proud of it. Now they're owning it. Marjorie Taylor Greene had an interesting quote about it
Commentary of the fair use commentary.
this week, and they're basically saying these were brave patriots. To the point.
All the world's a stage, isn't it? He's about to really make fun of this police officer that died, St. Nick.
Where we thought we could make some money on this. So here at Real Time, we're partnering with the Franklin Mint.
Now they're about to go into the comedy stretch or the comedy sketch, excuse me, shtick. This is Bill Maher's shtick. Each week, they always do a spoof. And here's a spoof on an event that was horrific in our great nation, where an innocent defender of the people tried to defend the Capitol, died, succumbed to his deadly wounds. And it's just, they're going to make fun. How does that happen? I mean, wouldn't Joe Biden be outraged? His boy?
Take a look at we're gonna sell.
Wouldn't all the liberals of the world be outraged that their liberal would make fun of somebody that died on that day? I mean, apparently the other people were Trump supporters, so we get it. They would hardly care about that, but and y'all do know I don't care about politics. I know it's all fake. I look at a liberal or a Trump supporter. I look at both of them as either lost sheep or goats. I'm not to judge either.
You watched it on TV. Now you
Theater.
can relive every moment with the Franklin Mintz
Heroes of the Coup commemorative coin collection. Boy, I wonder if the AI wouldn't mind using that as my thumbnail so I wouldn't have to go, hang on just a second. All right, I took a picture of it and I had to call my son anyway, but so there you go, right? And there, that just loaded. So if it was real, now I had the same issue. Y'all remember that girl I told you about, her name was Sandy. Did I tell you her name was Sandy? Yeah, she had like a hook in her, had like a hook in her hand. Her name was Sandy. She had a hook. Sandy. She had a hook. Sandy / hook. Remember that? Fake. I'm sorry, I sneezed. Yeah. But can't make fun of that. Right? But why is Bill Maher able to make fun of this?
Coup commemorative coin collection. Beautiful, one-of-a-kind coins, all distinctively handcrafted by American.
Hilarious, right? Got Ashley Babbitt's face right there. I mean, it's somebody that died. How is he allowed to do this without being ridiculed by Joe Biden and Donald Trump? I mean, Fox News uses him all the time. They're always going to Bill Maher because now Bill Maher has a lot of guests that they will give the narrative where they make fun of the liberals, because at the end times here, they want to show that nothing is working. Even the liberals are saying being liberal isn't working because we're to this and we're to that. They're showing you that politics, because of course, in a normal society, and this place is not normal. God doesn't want it to be normal. So he makes sure Satan makes it not normal. Just like when Israel, God was their king, and Israel was like, well, we want to have human kings like all the other nations do. God was like, okay. Again, it wasn't cause and effect. It was what God had ordained. So God ordained that they would want a human king, and they did. And it was a disaster. All right. It was always one disaster after another. David was a great king, but good grief, his life was a disaster until the Lord called him. All ordained by the Lord in advance. Every tiny little thing that happened to David, was spoken into existence before the foundation of the world. I don't know where I was going. I don't know. So
laborers. You'll get Ashley Babbitt, Senator Josh Hawley.
So you get these commemorative coins. So you get the idea, right?
Stole the podium. The guy spraying the Capitol Police.
Guy that stole the podium. Guy beer spraying a Capitol police officer. And we said the one was sprayed by Mason died.
Officer, the guy who attacked police with a crutch.
Guy who attacked police with a crutch.
Hanging off the Senate balcony guy.
The Senate balcony guy.
Camp Auschwitz switch.
The Camp Auschwitz t-shirt guy.
Guy. And of course, the QAnon shaman.
And the QAnon shaman. There's the horns. Crescent moon, devil horns, the chevron, lots of different meanings, you know. I don't know. Just thought it was pretty interesting. I knew y'all would too. Now you see how silly it got where people died. This is how it began though, all serious.
Been chronicling on the show the different permutations.
Is he using big words?
We've been chronicling on this show the different permutations
Permutations. Wow.
that the right wing has been going through to justify the January 6th insurrection.
Now he knows his comedy routine's coming up, but he's acting because that's what they do. They act. They're actors. Even though Fox News gives him a platform, constantly showing Bill Maher clips.
At the Capitol. First, it was Antifa that did.
Look how serious he is.
Then it was liberals dressed as us. That's
So serious.
my favorite.
But notice this starting to break down a little bit into the humor because it's blurred lines. Who did that song, Blurred Lines? Blurred Lines. I knew who did it. It's the Miley Cyrus guy. Yeah, Robin Thicke, who did the Miley Cyrus thing. And of course, that song, I'm sure, takes on all kind of different meanings. But they really blurred the lines here, didn't they? Unless, of course, nothing really happened on January 6th other than theater. Then he would be given a green light by Biden, Trump, and everybody else to make fun of it. Now they troll us, so will he now catch flack? Bill Maher gets heat for January 6th insurrection commemorative coin. Bill Maher mocks Ashley, but 5 days ago, rioters with parody. Salon.com. Maher suggests heroes of the coin commemorative coins. The Wrap. MSN. Maher suggests heroes of the coin commemorative. Yahoo.com. Same. Mediate. Bill Maher on Twitter. They now have a piece, so he's advertising on his Twitter. So that seems to be it. The parody airs with a quick flashback. All he does is describe it. They're not mad at it at all. And then they give you the YouTube video. Sandy. Now they've come around to actually embracing the idea that it wasn't actually bad at all. So again, just paraphrasing it, not speaking down to it at all. Hook. Maher suggests heroes of the coup commemorative coin for the fans of January 6th riot video was a false flag operation. Hook. And Bill Maher used that bleak topic as inspiration of his mid-show gag. Is he catching flack by this person? No, Bill Maher's not catching any flack at all from that. What about Yahoo? Turn to the depressing fact that since it's likely behind January 6th to be accountable, publics are increasingly embracing the violent national decree. Do y'all see how fake this world is? They're high-fiving his spoof. Watch above via HBO. Again, all he did, or all that article did, chronicle it. Didn't speak down to Bill Maher at all about it. John 3:16. It's an interesting day ahead for us, isn't it? That's tomorrow. That's Friday. I like it. It'll come and go probably, but I'm all about it. Let's go to your comments and see if there are any. There weren't a while ago, but just to double check before we hang up the phone. Nothing much. We did get a few comments underneath, and if y'all want to bug out, you can bug out. I'm just gonna go back through them or over them. A few of these, they're just, which one had the comments? This one, none. Second Wednesday, I knew I'd left. This one was it. Just a thought of something happens on Thursday, Friday would shut everything down for the weekend. So 3 days of darkness. And on Monday, markets would probably crash, not give people a chance to get money out or stock up. Credit cards might be frozen, not allowing access to funds. 11/19 is 9/111 reversed. May another FF false flag. Absolutely. Absolutely. His order. Charles Keogh's Google Doodle from November 4th celebrates his 88th birthday, born in 1933, and invented gigahertz internet in 1966 at the festival in Texas. 8 flames above 8 flames, and 8 lost their life. Just today saying there is a 9th. 9, the number of destruction, 9th victim just before 11/11. The 9th victim is a 22-year-old woman declared brain dead. The fly for the festival said, welcome to a new, the flyer for the festival said, welcome to a new universe. Welcome to the universe. We were looking for welcome to a new universe. The new universe and the human future. Let's continue reading here. People said the stage said, see you on the other side. Kris Jenner turned 66 on that day. Can't help but think maybe the coding is 22, causing brain damage. First song of the playlist was Escape Plan. November 4th would be 4/11. Is that the day it happened? That was a new moon, wasn't it? It was the new moon. I mean, I'm not asking, I'm telling you, that was a new moon. Is that when this event happened? November 4th, 8 dead. Astro World Festival. Five days ago, it appears it was on the 6th, right? Astro World Festival. Let me pause. Barty Shahani, 22, dies from injuries. Well, that goes to what he was telling us. Looks like it was the 5th and the 6th. Oh, use cookies. Yes, of course. Astro World, November 5th, 6th, live Houston. So it was just after the new moon. So it was Friday and Saturday event. It's got the all-seeing eye in the right hand or in the hands. Look at the upside down pentagrams. Upside down pentagram, upside down pentagram, upside, 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 upside down, 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 and upside down. And then many tiny upside down pyramids. Straight up Baphomet. Straight up. Straight up. So you got the right side up, stars here. Now go down here. All upside down pentagrams. Right side up star. Upside down pentagrams. Galore. On purpose. Oh yeah. Fascinating. John 3:16. People said that the stage said, "See you on the other side." Kris Jenner turned 6 on that day, maybe could. So anyway, where were we? People also looked like either burning dove or a phoenix right before Travis came on. Yeah. Travis Child Stormy was there, calm before the storm. Now with your last vid, Ghost in the Machine, Metaverse, Gigahertz, Internet 88, like Back to the Future, Biff, Tannen, Trump, Stormy, so much over the past few days. Well, Kristen Schultz, it's nice to have you here. Very interesting comments. Thank you for taking us there. I didn't really get into all that stuff. You made me get into that, so I'm glad you did. Exposing those upside down pyramids was priceless, and everything you gave us, good stuff. I'm sure a lot of our subscribers knew this and followed this, but I did not. So I purpose, I would certainly thank you, no doubt. I'll put the Bill Maher clip in the description, and love y'all very much. Start the job tomorrow. Tomorrow, John 3:16.